y'all. Welcome to the DIY Entrepreneurs Reaction Show. I'm so glad you decided to tune in. Go ahead and hit the like button for me. It will really help us to grow. And subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. We are reacting to another Shark Tank pitch. We have Kevin Hart on the panel. And so I'm excited to see what type of deals or feedback he'll be able to give. So let's check it out.
Next up is a company hoping to change the transportation industry with an innovative space-age material.
Make an entrance. I like it.
Hi, Sharks. My name is Brian Yenny.
And I'm Earl Cole, and we're from Los Angeles, California.
Sharks, imagine an everyday product that fails 7 times per second in the U.S. alone and generates 50 billion pounds of toxic waste every year.
Now imagine that same product was first patented way back in 1847.
1847?
1847. That's so old the light bulb didn't exist yet. Look, we have put a man on the moon, we've put robots on Mars, but still, this particular product hasn't changed much in over 100 years. You know what it is? That's right, folks. The everyday rubber tire filled with air that still gets flats. And that's why we started the Smart Tire Company, the world's first high-performance, airless tires made of space-age materials using proprietary technology first invented at NASA.
Wow.
We use an advanced material called nitinol. It's a shape memory alloy that's elastic like rubber, yet strong like titanium.
Wow.
Shape memory alloy radio technology, or SMART, will change the way vehicles perform on and off-road.
Wow.
Smart tires make transportation safer. They're better
sure
for
y'all
the
done heard wow
environment,
about 50
and they're made
times.
right here in the USA.
So Sharks, for $500,000 in exchange for 2.5% equity, who wants to join us in reimagining the wheel and building the next great American tire company, the
Did
Smart
they
Tire
invent
Company?
this?
That's cool.
No, they said
Let
something
me
about
introduce what you're looking at
1847.
here. These big shiny tires. So this is actually a spring tire. This was originally designed for missions to Mars, for lunar expeditions. We got some springs in front of you.
What you have right there is some space metal.
Feel free to mash it up. You can be rough with this material.
Tell them about the bike tire.
All right. So this is going to be our actual first commercial product. This is a pure nitinol bicycle tire that will absolutely, positively never go flat.
Wow.
So you don't actually own this technology.
Right,
You've
that's what
developed
I
the tire use with it, right? That's the idea?
Yeah.
Correct.
So
have you
do
licensed
have to
this from
pay
NASA?
Yeah,
Yes.
we licensed this from NASA.
You know, when we talk about nitinol, there really are a handful of people on planet Earth that work in this material. We have exclusivity with the bike tire and the micromobility market, which is our go-to market. And then there's a piece missing here, which is the rubber integration. And so we are patent pending on the integration of nitinol with rubber. To produce any tire on Earth, you're going to need that rubber
So
tire.
need that.
those that we're seeing there, it's in the raw form,
Yes.
but they're going to have to be covered with rubber.
Exactly.
Do you have exclusivity for the tire use?
That's a good question. We actually have a Space Act agreement with NASA, so they are helping us commercialize this.
But that doesn't answer my question.
So where are you now, right? You had access to this technology. Now you have to turn it into a business.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about that business.
We have raised $1.3 million so far in crowdfunding.
In crowdfunding.
Equity crowdfunding.
Which
equity crowdfunding.
And that was with very little effort, and we were kind of testing the waters. to
That's
see
not
how
a positive, guys. I'm not a fan of equity crowdfunding, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure.
I think maybe just to set up the context, because we haven't even said why the bike tire, right? So the segment that was really interesting to us was micromobility for a few reasons. One, it's the fastest growing segment.
Yeah, I don't need to hear total addressable market type stuff.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
We need to know about your company, what it's doing, right? Because you raised this money, you got the opportunity to use this technology, but you have to execute.
Yeah,
It's
of
great
course.
to envision.
Now, what-
And
So
who
envision,
are you
execute,
guys?
exit,
Yeah.
right?
Like, I think
And
it'll help answer how
envision,
you're going to execute by if we
execute,
understand
exit. I
who
like
you
that.
are and what's your background.
Okay.
Sure. So I've been a software engineer for 23 years. I've worked for education companies, gaming, worked for was employee number 1 at a home staging company.
I'm a serial entrepreneur, just like Brian,
You're not an astronaut?
All right, I've been exposed. So I have a big business strategy and marketing background. Worked at some of the top media companies in the world. And all of that has been
Marketing
a
and
culmination to
software
where I am
or
now,
engineering.
to where we're able to handle a big task like this. You know, the reason why we got a Space Act agreement, because we presented the best argument and the best strategy to NASA to where they trusted us to give us that Space Act agreement.
You guys keep on going back to that. Okay, we know that, right? At some point, we want to invest in a business.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, we've
So
opened up a
you got
5,000 square foot laboratory to get things started. So that is the infrastructure for the tire biz. So we're buying equipment, we're hiring people.
To do what?
To do work, to build prototypes.
To make the
continue-
bicycle tire.
Right. In other words,
Our first product is the bicycle tire.
Do you get to go to the car tire in your deal?
So how we get to the car tire, a couple of things. There's a reason we're very focused on the rubber integration. Now, yes, there's some big tire companies out there. They have
This
a lot
is
of
a lot.
resources,
This
absolutely
is-
competition.
it's a
They
good
can't
product,
put
though.
rubber on a tire.
with that
They're not
for.
putting it on the
So
road.
you're saying you could corner it and they'd have to pay you a royalty to build their line of
If they
big
get the,
brand tires. Is that
technology
the strategy?
first.
Essentially, yeah, that's our IP
You are
fence versus
patenting
big
it,
and small.
right?
So we're patent pending on that.
Okay, how much are they going to cost for me?
We're still optimizing the product, the final product. Like, we're still early stage, we're pre-revenue, but we're optimizing everything.
But are
We
they
wanna
going to
do
be
this
5
correct.
times the price of a regular tire?
Not 5 times.
Let's focus on one thing, right?
Yeah.
What does it cost you to make the tire? I'm going to start here.
Yeah, absolutely. The tire, the nitinol material costs about $150 a pound.
A
So
pound.
we don't
How
know
many?
what that means.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna translate it for a
How many
bike tire.
pounds in a
To make
tire?
one
Right.
tire.
Right.
Listen,
To make
break
one
it down for
tire,
me.
you need to be under a pound. You're going to have a heavy tire.
Listen
for,
to me.
For a bicycle.
Listen.
Yes.
I don't know NASA. I don't know. I'm lost in
You
that
like break it down.
language, right?
Yes.
Give me a simplistic answer.
Yeah.
How much money does it cost to make that thing right there?
That thing right there will
How
cost us
much?
around $150, $200.
How much? How much are you going to sell it for?
Right. So we're going to sell wheel sets to begin
Wheels.
with because it's a premium product integrated
Woo,
with the
answer the
It's a
question.
premium
Yes.
product.
And how much are you going to sell them for?
The wheel set will be around $2,500,
Whoa!
$3,000 for the wheel set.
Oh! Whoa, I can buy a bicycle for that.
And there's
No
a
wonder you didn't want to tell us.
Right. No wonder you was holding it back. But I think their argument is the fact that it will never go flat. I wonder if they've done a study on how much money people actually, spend in their bikes going flat. And who are they marketing to? Because it's mainly those people who just kind of get upset with the fact that they're regularly changing their tire. At least for the bicycle, their first prototype. Now, I'm sure people will be all over it for some car tires, because at least, or at most luxury cars, you got they have tires, never flat tires and stuff like that. And so it may be a bigger play for that. But for the bicycle, there's just a lot of more information and bike sets. They said 2 tires for a bike set will cost $2,500. Woo! Baby.
All sharks are still in, but they're concerned about the high cost and lack of a clear business plan for Brian and Earl's tires made from space-age technology, the Smart Tire.
Right now, the goal is to eventually get the cars. If you're selling these a set for a bike at $2,500 to $3,000, when you get the cars, what are we selling for?
$1 million.
Like, are you talking about 15 to 20 grand for a set? 10 grand? How much is a set?
So
That's
when we
not
get
the
to
plan,
cars,
yeah.
we'd be selling just the tire. So if you imagine this tire right here, this would cost around $700-800 for the tire, which matches up with like a sport, high-end tire. We're
Yeah.
just not there yet.
Listen, guys, I think the concept is really smart. Tires are a pain in the ass. I mean, nobody wants to have to fill them with air. Nobody wants to come back and find their tires flat. But it's just right now, you're too early for me. I'm regretfully out.
Look, you guys had this NASA opportunity. You grabbed it.
Yeah.
Right? Can't blame any entrepreneur for
Yep.
wanting that. Now you
Yep.
have this big vision that you put up on this equity crowdfunding site, and you sold the big vision. Great.
'Cause they got
Now you get on the
1.3
Shark Tank,
mil
and
from
you're
them.
trying to sell the shiny object, big vision. You have done nothing to prove to us that you can execute on that big vision. Not one operations comment at all. Not one execution comment at all. So the only comment left is, I'm out.
You know, guys, I don't agree on your strategy. I agree the technology
We're
works.
going to
it's
the tire,
intriguing, but
bike tire
the world
first?
does not need another tire manufacturing distribution company. They already exist. It's a very mature market. And so at the end of the day, the strategy should be that if you've locked up these rights, why don't you go to a giant tire manufacturer that already has all the distribution and manufacturing facilities and license it to them? Why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? And I really mean reinvent the wheel by starting manufacturing facilities. I mean, I can't even comprehend how expensive and how long that would take. I'm so frustrated listening to this. I want to no, I shouldn't say that. Anger management. I'm out.
Look, as a car enthusiast, right, you were talking about going into the world of cars. I got interested for a second because I wanted to know, oh man, maybe there's a dope connection here.
There is.
To this point, well, attaching yourself to a brand that exists, that already has success, and giving that brand another tier, I just feel like it's a smarter route. You didn't do a good job of presenting the business within your business. You gave me some jargon that I didn't understand. I was waiting for the pieces to the puzzle that I could understand. And as an investor, I don't ever want to not know. I didn't know what was going on. It's way too early. It's way too expensive. So I'm going to have to say I'm out.
Great feedback, Mr. Hart.
Bottom line is, and I think you've heard it 5 different ways, it was very confusing, and it's a shame. So I'll join my pals here and say I'm out.
Good luck, guys.
Okay,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
So I think the Sharks got
Okay, well, unfortunately, the Smart Tire the Smart Tire owners did not get a deal for their tires. They had some good, I guess, access. They have a license to this material, license from NASA. And that was the big play. That they just what Kevin Hart was saying. It was so high level that they hadn't been taught how to educate others about it. And the good part, that Mark Cuban said, as far as you showed us the vision, but we need to see the plan. And coming in, what they're asking for $500,000 for only 2.5%. You need to be able to communicate a plan to an investor, a potential investor. And I think that's where they dropped the ball at. That's what Mark said. That's where they dropped the ball at least for him to be a investor. So this was interesting. And they got some good feedback, though. I think Kevin Hart, Mr. Hart, I think he gave them some real good feedback for them to kind of take back and kind of remarket or rebrand or do a little bit more with educating the population about what it is without all of the jargon. So I just hope that they have a good journey from here, and they become introduced to some people that could really kind of help them put that plan together. But anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end and joining me. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I would really appreciate it. Until next time, see you around.